I remember a time, not too long ago, when I stood alone in a quiet room, staring down at a sheet of paper where I had scribbled every big, shiny goal I wanted to achieve in my life. I felt this strange mix of excitement and dread, like I was clutching a treasure map but had no ship, no compass, no crew. I wanted to conquer the world, but somehow I remained stuck in place, repeating the same old cycles, never truly getting anywhere. Do you know that feeling? I'd set goals, tons of them, ambitious targets that sounded so bold and inspiring. I'd say, I'll lose 20 pounds in 3 months, or I'll earn double my income by year's end, or I'll write that novel by summer. Each time, my voice in my head sounded confident, so sure. But deep down, I sensed a hollow echo. I knew, even as I wrote those words, that these goals might end up like all the others, abandoned and forgotten, leaving me ashamed and uncertain. Have you ever felt that chill, that sinking sense that no matter how many goals you write, nothing actually changes? I used to think that was my fault. Maybe I was lazy. Maybe I lacked discipline. Maybe I was broken somehow. I tried harder, pushed more, forced myself to work longer hours, wake up earlier, push through discomfort, and yet the goals stayed out of reach. I'd climb a few steps up my imaginary mountain of dreams, only to slip back down in a landslide of discouragement. Frustrating, isn't it? But something happened. I met someone who shattered my entire understanding of success. I call him the ghost mentor because I never got his name. He was a quiet guy at a small cafe, sipping coffee, reading quietly, minding his own business. I noticed something about him. He had this calm aura, a presence that suggested he knew exactly what he was doing with his life. You know that subtle confidence, like he carried a secret inside him. I'm not even sure why I spoke to him. Maybe I was desperate. Maybe I needed a sign. I asked him if he had goals. Maybe he'd share some magical secret. He smiled politely, raised an eyebrow, and said, "Smart people don't set goals anymore." Can you imagine my shock? I almost laughed. How can you move forward without goals? Isn't that what every motivational guru tells us to do? Set big goals, aim high, measure success with metrics and deadlines. But he insisted, goals are wishes. They're destinations you stare at from afar. What you need isn't another distant dream. You need a system. I couldn't quite grasp what he meant. A system? Did he mean habits, routines, daily tasks? Or was it something else? He explained that a system is like building a well-oiled engine that runs smoothly every day, propelling you forward effortlessly. Goals, on the other hand, are like fancy bumper stickers you slap on the side of your car. They look nice, but they don't make the vehicle move. Are you following me? Let's put it this way. Imagine you want to climb a massive mountain. Just saying, "I want to stand on the summit by June," means nothing if you don't know how to climb, lack the tools, or have no plan to acclimatize. Goals are the distant peak. Systems are the ropes, the boots, the training plan, and the daily practice of hiking a little higher. Can you see that difference? I remember thinking back then, I've been worshiping the idea of goals. I'd decorate my office walls with sticky notes. I'd write countless affirmations. I'd visualize success, and still, I'd spin my wheels. The silent mentor in the cafe told me something that sent chills down my spine. "Stop trying to be motivated to reach a goal," he said. "Instead, build a system that makes the process inevitable." Inevitable. That word stuck with me. Wouldn't it be incredible if success wasn't a gamble, but a natural outcome of the system you live in. Let me ask you, what if you started thinking like this too? What if you released the pressure of hitting a certain number and instead devoted yourself to a repeatable process that guarantees growth no matter what the final number is? Doesn't that sound liberating? I dove into this idea wholeheartedly. I looked at every aspect of my life, my health, my career, my creativity, and asked, do I have a system in place? For example, if I wanted to get fit, I stopped focusing on losing 20 pounds. Instead, I created a system of prepping healthy meals on Sundays, scheduling short daily walks, and making them as effortless as breathing. If I wanted to increase my income, I didn't fixate on earning a certain amount by a specific date. I built a system of consistently creating valuable content, reaching out to new clients each week, refining my skills daily. No big promises, just consistent action. Are you imagining how this might feel for your own life? At first, I worried it might be boring or mechanical, but it felt the opposite. Suddenly, I wasn't failing at some huge, intimidating goal. Instead, I was winning every day by sticking to a system I designed. Each step, even if small, was progress I could celebrate. And the funny part? After months of doing this, I looked up and realized I had surpassed the original goals I'd once struggled to meet. Funny how that works, right? Let's think about you. What's that one big change you've been struggling to make? Maybe you've tried to start your own business, but got stuck after the initial burst of energy faded. Maybe you've tried to learn a new language, but lost interest after a few weeks. Maybe you've promised yourself you'd get healthier, but abandoned the gym membership. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you lack willpower. It's because you've been trying to rely on a goal instead of building a system. Isn't it a relief to know there's another way? Picture it this way. You're standing at the entrance of a dark forest, wanting to reach the beautiful clearing on the other side. A goal is like a bright light shining far away, teasing you with the final destination. But a system is like building a path of stepping stones under your feet, lighting up each next step so you don't stumble. Which would you prefer in a real adventure? As I changed my life, I met others who had discovered this secret long ago. Entrepreneurs who never talked about how much money they'd make this year. They just followed their well-crafted daily and weekly systems, and the money flowed naturally. Athletes who focused not on winning the championship, but on perfecting their training routines, their nutrition, their sleep patterns. Artists who stopped measuring their success by how many followers they gained, and instead showed up every day to create something new, polishing their craft, improving their technique. See the pattern? I want to show you how easily you can shift your perspective. Let's say you want to write a book. Setting a goal like, I must write a best-selling novel in a year, is exciting but vague. Every day, you wake up feeling pressure. Is today the day I write 10 pages? What if they're terrible? Now imagine a system. Every morning, right after your first cup of coffee, you write for 30 minutes. No judgment, no huge word count targets, no deadlines, just a simple system. Over time, day after day, you produce pages. Some may be messy, some brilliant. Eventually, you have a first draft. Then you refine it. Before you know it, the book is done. Isn't that more reassuring? You might be asking, how do I build a system? First, pick a tiny, almost laughably small action you can do every single day or every week that moves you forward. Instead of aiming to run a marathon, just put on your running shoes each morning and jog for 5 minutes. Instead of trying to quadruple your client base in 3 months, Commit to messaging 2 potential leads each weekday. Instead of deciding you'll read 50 books this year, read 2 pages every evening before bed. Tiny steps add up. You know how water can carve through stone over time? That's what your system does. Another trick: keep track of your actions, not your results. Mark a calendar each day you follow the system. Don't judge a single day's output. Instead, focus on building a streak. 10 days in a row, then 20, then 30. Like a game. Suddenly, you're not chasing some faraway result. You're playing a daily game you can win today. Can you feel the momentum building? And when life happens, and it will, you have something more flexible than a rigid goal. If you get sick, or need to travel, or life just throws you a curveball, your entire identity doesn't collapse. You don't fail at a goal. You just adjust the system. Maybe shorter sessions, or a temporary slowdown, but the path remains. You remain on it, step by steady step. Is it starting to sink in? Smart people have realized this. A goal is just a wish unless you design a routine that makes achievement inevitable. They don't spend their energy hyping themselves up with positive affirmations that fade by mid-afternoon. They design a reality where their desired outcome is the most natural thing to emerge. They remove friction. They create supportive environments. They celebrate small wins. It's like planting a seed and watering it daily, rather than shouting at it to grow faster. Does that idea give you goosebumps? It still does for me, because I realize I don't have to fight this uphill battle alone. My system is my ally, my strategy, my faithful companion. With it, I achieve something new every day. Even if it's just a tiny improvement, I know it's part of a grand tapestry. Over weeks and months, it weaves a story of transformation. Let's step out of the abstract and return to you. Imagine the thing you want most right now. Now stop obsessing over the end result. Instead, think, what's the smallest action that points toward that vision? Commit to it daily or weekly. Make it frictionless. If it's writing, place your notebook where you can't miss it. If it's exercising, keep your workout clothes next to your bed. If it's improving a skill, schedule a simple, short practice session every day. No excuses. This is your new identity. Someone who follows a system designed for growth. Have you guessed what happens next? Over time, the outcomes show up. They don't arrive with trumpets or fanfare on a specific date. They emerge naturally, quietly. One morning, you realize you've become the person who can finish big projects, reach fitness milestones, handle complex challenges. You become reliable, steady, strong. Isn't that what you truly wanted all along? This shift in thinking changed my life. I've stopped stressing over what I must achieve by a certain deadline. Instead, I focus on what I do today, right now. I trust my system. I trust that the steady accumulation of small victories will carry me further than any dramatic resolution ever did. I feel calmer, more confident, and more creative. I don't worry about running out of willpower because I don't rely on willpower. I rely on structure. Doesn't that sound so much easier? Let me ask, are you ready to join this quiet revolution? Are you ready to leave behind the shaky tower of goals that wobble in the wind and build a solid foundation of systems that stand strong in any weather? Are you ready to let your results be the natural byproduct of a life well-designed rather than a desperate scramble toward a deadline? Look at your daily life. You already have systems, your morning routine, your commute, your bedtime rituals. Many just happen by chance. Now, with intention, you can shape them into powerful engines that drive you toward what you want. Suddenly, success isn't a sporadic surprise. It's a predictable outcome. Isn't that the ultimate freedom? We've come far together, you and I, exploring this new perspective. I hope you feel the ground shifting under your feet, your mind opening to a different approach. If you only remember one thing from our journey, let it be this. Stop worshiping the distant finish line and start improving the road you walk every day. Make it smooth, steady, and supportive. Your future self will thank you. Because I know that deep down, you're someone who craves genuine progress, not empty promises. You want to feel proud, not frustrated. You want to look back in a year and marvel at what you've built, rather than regret what you never completed. You can have that, starting now. Just begin to trust in a system, one small step at a time. Do you feel that spark of determination igniting inside your chest? I do. I can see it in your eyes, sense it in your breathing. You're ready to embrace a world where consistency replaces chaos, where actions matter more than wishes, where each day you inch closer to what once seemed impossible. The adventure starts right now, if you let it. I will say no more. The time to think differently has come, and you know exactly what to do. Watch the next video, Unleash Your Inner Genius, How to Learn Anything in Less Time. If you value your growth, you can't afford to miss it. Let's unlock your hidden brilliance together.